Hi, and welcome to the Higher Education Access Corner. I'm your host, Tiffanie DeVan, and today I am bringing you the March Madness edition for high school seniors. Many of you watch basketball throughout the month of March, and you are aware that March Madness is a huge thing. It is a time when your college basketball teams get an opportunity to showcase their talent, the dedication, and all the hard work and preparation that they've put into their season, because now they're in pursuit of the NCAA championship title. So that's what they're vying for. Because we're going to make this the high school edition for seniors, kind of still keeping the concept of March Madness, you've given hopefully and you've prepared the best that you can throughout your senior year. You've done all the things that you should be doing, or if you didn't, you're about to narrow those things down because you're also in pursuit of your own goals. And the goal for you all could be a diploma. Maybe it's an opportunity to go to your top school choice, whether it's a college or a career school. You want to make sure that you are prepared. If you're going to go right into the workforce, you want to, again, make sure that you are prepared. And a lot of times I tell students, pull from the knowledge that you've gained throughout your entire high school journey. You're ready for this. Just like those basketball players, they've been training, they've been practicing, and they're ready. I encourage all students to pull from what you have. You probably know a lot more and probably are more prepared than what you might think you are. So for us, this is what we're going to do. We're going to just share a few quick tips for my seniors, because I want you all to finish strong. So if you've not done some of these things, make sure you do them so that you can then move on and wrap up your senior year and do it successfully. So number one, hopefully for my students, beginning all the way back from August, we've really been stressing to make sure that you know what it is you want to do when you leave high school. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but are you going into the workforce, or are you hoping to go to a college or career school? Now, for those of you who are going to the workforce, I'll start with you all first because I think it's a little easier. If you're planning to go to a workforce, a few things that you all want to make sure you've done is, number one, finish strong and complete your high school diploma, right? Because proof of graduation is quite often a requirement. Do you have a high school diploma? Yes or no, or an equivalency. Another thing, know where those transcripts are going to be. How do you access your transcripts? Because sometimes they may ask for proof of graduation, and your high school transcripts could be that, or a copy of your diploma could also be something that you could share to get that proof. For the student going straight into the workforce, do you have a resume yet? If not, work on creating a resume for yourself that really speaks on your particular skill set, who you are and what you have to offer. What are you hoping to get? What's the objective for you when you're applying for this particular position? Now, we don't expect it to be filled with a lot of job experience because, again, you're fresh out of high school, but you do want to have a resume handy and prepared for it before you graduate from high school. And then also, are you practicing on doing an interview? What are your interviewing skills like? What are your soft skills in general like? Have you practiced? Are you prepared? If you've never done an interview before, I always say, sit down with someone and do some mock interviews. If you're at a school where they offer them, sign up for them. The more practice you have with interviewing for a certain set position, when the time comes for you to land that role, you probably feel a lot more comfortable doing interviews. It can be a little scary, little intimidating, but that's what the practice is for. The more you practice, the more natural it starts to feel. Now, for that student who plans to go to a college or career school, hopefully by now, because it is March, hopefully by now you've been researching schools, you've actually applied to the schools, you knew what their deadlines were, and you got all of your applications in on time for admission. And also, because we talk financial aid all the time, hopefully you all have completed your FAFSA, free application for federal student aid. So if you've not done any of those things yet, I say to that student, you want to speed that process up and really hone in right now. Make sure that you have everything that you need from those schools. So whether you're doing a college visit, or maybe you have to just simply visit the school's website, go into the admissions process, make sure everything's checked off. Financial aid, did you complete the FAFSA application? Have you been applying for scholarships that are out there? Whether you've been accepted to the school or not at this particular point, you can still look for as many scholarships as you can. You can still complete that FAFSA and make sure you've listed all the schools that you want to receive your FAFSA application on that app, to receive the FAFSA results on that particular application. In addition to that, I will say a lot of students, especially in PA, have been asking, well, how do I apply for the Pennsylvania State Grant? Well, that's coming. First step is to complete the FAFSA, free application for federal student aid. And then when the system is ready, FIA will send out an email to the students at the email address that they listed on their FAFSA application. FIA also will update their website, pheaa.org or fia.org, with the next steps on how you complete your Pennsylvania state grant forms. In addition, we want to make sure that as students are now starting to, let's assume that you've done this part, you've applied to the schools, you've knocked out your financial aid paperwork, you're still looking for scholarships though, because you're going to continue that until you really have your degree or your certification that's out there. So that's an annual thing. What I want students also to recognize is that right about now, you're going to start to hear from the schools if you have not, and whether you've been accepted or not. They're going to start to work out those financial aid award letters, notifications, letting you know what you may or may not get in financial aid. When it's time to make a decision, you'll have all the information in front of you. You'll know what type of school it has. So what I tell students to do at this particular time in March, create a list for yourself. You know, whatever schools you've applied to, have the school listed, have what their costs are. So what's the cost of attendance for those particular schools? List them and rank them in order. What's your top school all the way down to your least top school or least favorite school that is out there. In addition, have they responded yet with your financial aid notification letters? What's your bottom line look like, or what's your net cost? So we have your cost of attendance, and you'll subtract out your gift aid, your grants, and your scholarships that you might see on those notification letters. That's your net price. So when you compare schools, you're comparing your net price to all of them. Keep in mind, in addition to that, for students who plan to go to school maybe in another state, you want to factor in what your travel looks like. Are you going to be taking trains? Are you going to be driving? Is it going to be airfare included? So you want to make sure those costs are also included in there so that you can then have everything you need to do a comparison when we're talking price and good fit, because it doesn't always boil down to price. It's also making sure that the school had everything that you needed that you need in order to be a successful student, whether you are going to their campus or whether you're commuting at home. However that looks, whatever that looks like, make sure all of your needs are met. I also say, make sure you get some of the things that you want in there as well for the student. Another thing to think about is once the schools are letting you know what you may or may not get in financial aid, they've already told you that you've been accepted. If anything is not clear, this is your opportunity to reach out to the school's financial aid office, ask for clarification so that you fully understand the award notification that's going out to you. Make sure it's clear that you know the difference between your grants and your scholarships, and that you're not taking a student loan without having applied for all of the other free options first. Because remember, student loans are a viable option, but they are in fact your last resort. Another thing I tell students is be prepared to make a deposit. Well, actually, before you even do that, you know what I would say? Do stop and pause. Give yourselves a pat on the back and congratulate yourselves for making it this far. Because if those notifications are coming in saying, hey, you know what, you got into this school, you got into that school, great job to the students and the families who've supported you to get this far. So you got some acceptance letters that are out there, and you got some choices for yourself. So that's a good thing. So I always say, pat yourself on the back and then dig a little deeper. When do those schools, how do you commit? When do the schools want their good faith payment that's letting you know they're holding the spot? If you plan to live on campus, are they going to require a deposit for you as well? So you're going to want to do a little bit more research so that financially you are prepared. Everyone usually knows National College Signing Day or Decision Day is going to be May 1st. And that's usually a time where most schools will want you to make that final commitment if you can. Not all schools require you to do that, but some. So check with the schools to find out how much time you have to make your decision. You don't want it to be a rush decision. You want it to be a well thought out plan. And I also say, if you're on the fence about a school, make sure you do another visit to the school if you can. Go to their campus, usually during a Monday through Friday when classes are taking place, and get a feel for what's going on their campus in the classroom. Do you like it? Does it feel right for you all? And then some schools will also allow you to sit in on a classroom. Sit in on a class if you have that opportunity, if it's something that you're kind of nervous about. Does one school feel better than the other? Do they all have everything that you need? You want to make sure that you're in a position to actually make the best decision for you when it comes to your next particular school that you're going to attend. Once you're also in this process, what I tell students, even though you've been admitted, Even though now, you're understanding what your financial aid looks like, don't forget to keep up with your grades. Make sure that you are still doing well. Senioritis has not set in because you still want to finish strong and finish the school year in a successful manner that is out there. I also say for students, if you're taking AP courses, don't forget to take the AP test because that's going to be a crucial part as well for you all. And your college may accept those credits and things like that. If they're going to accept that, then guess what? That's less money that you'll pay in the long run because you won't have to take as many required courses. The AP test will suffice for that. Also inform your counselors, inform your teachers of anything that's going to be outstanding for them. Maybe they need to send off proof of a transcript, proof of this or proof of that. Give them advance notice, let them know what is going on. What I also say to students right now is get all of this stuff out of the way because again, you're prepared. You know what schools you want to go to, you know what's required of you. Hopefully you do. And if not, you're going to hurry up and get to that particular point because again, we're at March now. May and June will be here before you know it. And what I always say for students, make sure you have a well-rounded experience for high school. So it's prom season. If you're going to go to the prom, you want all this stuff out of the way first so that you can just enjoy yourself. Graduation season is coming up. And guess what? Students are going to start having graduation parties and you want to do everything you can to just celebrate you because it's a huge success. But you got to get the work done first. So give it all you got, put everything into it. Make sure that you know your deadlines for your next step. Make sure you know the resources that are available. And one of the things that we hear a lot of times, especially at this particular time of the year, we'll hear students and families say, okay, here I am at this point, but I'm getting these offer letters. I have no idea what to do with them. I don't know how to choose. Do I need student loans? What's my next step? And the good thing I say is at THEA, we host webinars all the time. So if you go to our website, thea.org or PHEAA.org/virtual, you will see a list of recordings as well as a few upcoming webinars where we talk about all of these different things. We just recently had one on understanding financial aid notification letters or financial aid award letters. What do you do with them? How do you break them apart? So if you've not had an opportunity to join it when it was live, go back to our website and get a recording of it. It really, really helps you to do a good comparison of the schools. And a quick recap of that is simply that when those things come in, each school has their own format. So you want to make sure you know, what's the school's cost of attendance, how much financial aid you're receiving from them, how much of that aid is gift aid or free money, how much of it is money that you would have to possibly repay. And then you're going to do a comparison, again, net costs that are out there. And it really helps to narrow things down. Hopefully it doesn't feel so overwhelming to you all. In addition, we have lots of webinars that we've done also on student loans and how to choose a student loan if in fact you needed one. I always say that a student loan is your absolute last resource, but it's still a viable option to help you cover those particular expenses. So again, go back, listen to them. If you're not sure on something, you can talk directly to the financial aid offices at the schools or communicate with them. Again, there are 13 higher education access partners at THEA, and we are here to help you. We do a lot of the webinars that are here. We have a good PA Forward team as well. They do some great webinars to kind of guide students through this particular process. Also, finally, I say it's a lot of information, so recognize your resources. Those post-secondary schools are resources. We at THEA are resources. Studentaid.gov, again, is the Federal Department of Education's website. THEA.org is our website that is out there. So whatever it is or whatever stage you're in, what I want you all to do is to hone in on the skills. Remember all of the preparation that you've put into becoming a high school graduate or a student who's fully employed shortly after graduation, or possibly even that student who's an incoming freshman at your particular college or career school. I want you all to know that the hard work and dedication will be recognized by all. Hopefully you slam dunk. Did you catch that slam dunk? Because it's still March Madness. I'm so corny, but I love it. You can slam dunk all that senior year, walk out with your high school diplomas. So just as a quick recap, I just want students to make sure that they are fully prepared and aware of what their options are, and to take and to seize every moment to achieve your goals. So again, if you had a checklist, you wanted to make sure that you applied to the schools that you need to get into, you've completed all financial aid paperwork, you're continuing to apply for scholarships. In addition to that, talk to the school's admissions and financial aid offices just to find out what those next steps look like if you are not sure. Many of them will say, hey, we want you to, if you're interested in our school, you might want to need to hold your spot with a deposit. So find out when those deposits are due and how much they are. A lot of them will list them right there on their website. And another thing, be prepared for college signing day or decision day. That's always a fun day. So if your school participates and has a big hoopla, a hurrah for it, go for it. Enjoy that particular time. Do not forget that, again, we are here to assist you throughout your process. Make sure you thank your parents for helping you to get this far as well. If you have any further questions on anything, don't forget you can reach out to all of us here at FIA. All of the higher education access partners are listed on our website, fia.org. And for those of you just tuning in, I thank you, and I'll see you soon.